Hopefully you guys can hear us. Yeah, I'm sure they can hear us.
Yeah, I'm sure they can hear us.
Hello. We are here for the One Piece Regional here in June, the June edition,
Yes, it is June 1st.
hosted by CoreTCG. And we're not alone, right?
No.
I am Brian. This is Hayden. Hello.
Hello.
And we have a lot of people here.
People here. Yeah.
A lot of people here.
We've got 1,000+ people. They did the wait list. The line went out the door.
Yes.
They went through it pretty quickly, and I think we're going to get started with round one pretty shortly as well. But yeah,
Very
pretty close to 1,000 players.
Yes.
Last couple weeks of this format, and our biggest one of the biggest West Coast events in the season, I guess, right?
Yeah. So this is 1024.
Yeah.
1024 max, top 32 cut.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a few more weeks of this. I think end of June is going to be OPO 7.
Yeah. So we have like this. We have this for like 2 more weeks.
Yes.
And then with the release of OPO 7, the new restriction list goes into effect.
Oh, yes.
And then we have this one weekend where the restriction list is in effect, but OPO 7 is not in effect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we have this
right.
one weekend meta, and then OPO 7 by the end of the month. Yeah.
What a weird time we're going to be in.
I'm excited for. I know a lot of people are excited for that too.
I mean, it's just going to be like the Whitebeard ban, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had a lot of green purple Dofi that came out.
Yeah.
A lot of random decks that were kind of fringe and rogue that kind of started showing out, which is really cool. So I'm very excited for that. I mean, today it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little bit of the same.
Yeah.
When it comes down to the red purple laws of the world, the Sakazuki's, the obviously going to get banned.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are going to be playing it, and then of course Gecko Moria. But what other decks do you think are going to be showing up?
So we did have a big regionals last week in Peoria, where Whitebeard ended up winning that one as well. Stardeck Uta makes some appearances. I think a yellow with either a Nell or Katakuri gets a little bit.
Yeah.
The occasional black yellow Luffy. Those are the ones that are immediately Yamato as well.
Yes, yeah. Yamato is a weird one, right? Like I wouldn't say a lot of people, but I think the consensus or like the belief for Yamato is that against multicolored leaders like Sakazuki, it's a little bit of a better matchup. It's very in your face, and obviously we had a couple of different builds between the green yellow and the Great Wall of Kid kind of build, right?
Yeah,
so,
it is probably the most diverse leader that we have right now.
Yeah.
A lot of different ways to build it, a lot of different engines you can run. So I like that exists for the game. It loses a little bit of consistency, but it really is good against 4-life leaders that most of them are existing right now. Again, Red Purple Law and Sakazuki, which should take up over half the room today.
Yes.
And only like the rough matchup for that one, 100% I think is a Nell at times because you have a hard time finishing. But other than that,
Yeah, I mean, a big focus on Banish and obviously all the triggers and things like that. And hey, we didn't even talk about Katakuri.
No.
Katakuri has just been pushed out of the format quite a lot, and obviously Red Purple Law is a huge deterrent of that, right?
Yeah.
I think as I'm just gonna adjust this.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. No, are you? Are you?
Whoa!
All right, Brian got some new camera equipment.
Yeah, we did.
He wants to flex it. We got some new tricks on the gameplay side of it too, right?
Yeah, a little bit. You guys will see that in just a little bit. Or as far as a someone said bye Eggman. I was like, yeah, see you later, man. The update right now is that we had so many people on the wait list. Just like we were talking about before, it's not first come first serve. It's more of a lottery system.
It was lottery this time, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it literally wrapped all the way around the convention center room, and now everyone's been processed. I think just about for their deck lists, things like that.
Minimal from now, so I think they're gonna get round one paired pretty quickly.
Yes.
And we'll see what we have for these first couple rounds too.
Correct. So we'll take a look at that. For a reminder, for those who don't know, a reminder as far as prizing, it's quite a lot. We have a lot of stuff for participation.
Yeah.
Right. I think this is all should be correct even without the top 64 cut. It's going to be top 32, but people in top 64 and beyond will still get all this. So a bunch of stuff for participation, a lot of stuff for 512. But what you really want is that top 16 for the invite.
Yeah.
And as well as the top 8 for the Shanks, because I believe that is how it is right now for the top 8, right?
For sure. And a couple of things to notice too. June, it's a new month and some new policies came out. So first is that you do get packs of OP06 with entry. So you got 6 packs with it.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Which is pretty cool. We normally don't do that for One Piece, but I think that's going to moving forward, including OP07. And then event packs are no longer participation. Those are cards you have to earn. So those are going to be a little bit more, a little bit rarer.
Yeah, so 512. And you already know, like, a lot of people love those event packs.
Yeah.
I think my favorite, I'm pretty sure his event pack is the Porcelino, the Teacher Porcelino, right? Is that an event pack, or is that?
Oh, you mean brand new?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Teacher brand new. Yes.
I believe he's from there. Yeah.
So, pretty interesting that they changed that. Pretty cool that they are now providing a higher rarity for it, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And gives more reason for people to stay and as well as to play, which a lot of people end up doing anyway.
For sure.
So yeah, I mean those, as well as this new pudding.
Yes.
Pudding's pretty sick, right?
It is.
Pretty cool. I mean, it's quite an interesting card to look at because she has 3 eyes.
That's true.
So
it is a coveted card. We have Win Up Pudding side events going on as well today too. So
yeah.
You know people want it if that's the case.
Oh, 100%. So interesting that we're giving packs, and as well as some of the finalist stuff. Obviously, the top 8 Shanks, and a bunch of other things like the top 16. I think the top 16 is the category. And top 32 is Lin Lin. We literally just had it on the thing. I'll come back to that. There's a lot of stuff there, okay?
Yeah.
So top 64 gets the pudding. The top 16 is the category, and the top 8 is actually Lin Lin. So,
yeah, and I think those numbers might be based off 512, some of them too, since it is 1024.
Yeah, this is checking directly from the website.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And there's like a little disclaimer based on, of course, the players. Amount of players, and as well as the current meta, as far, or not meta, but the event itself.
Yes,
so like the tournament organizer.
Sure.
So pretty cool. And as well as, of course, the playmats.
Yeah.
I only mentioned this because obviously Law is pretty sweet, and as well as we have the Rosinante.
Yep, you got there.
I was gonna say Borsalino again.
Yeah, you were.
Every One Piece character today is Borsalino.
Borsalino, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, at least one's a Navy as well, right? Like, you got the it for that one. But
yeah, which is pretty cool.
Playmat looks sick though. 100% looks.
Yes. I think I have the champion one.
Oh yes.
So the winter playmat is also really cool. I think just in general. All of the designs have been really good and on point for One Piece in general. So, yeah, I think overall, awesome.
Yeah. And real quick, so we're waiting for the final player count. It should be pretty dang close to 1024 based off that, as well as we should have 10 rounds today.
Yes.
But this is also a 2-day weekend as well, so we will have a top 32 cut tomorrow, which would be best of 3 1-hour rounds.
Yes.
And it's top cut based off standing. So first place will play at 32nd.
Yes.
Higher seed gets to decide who goes first. So the whole thing.
Yes, which is cool. Because I'm gonna say back in the day, but pretty recently now we now have top cuts for regionals. Not so much for treasure cups, right?
Yeah, it was up until like we did like April last year, right? They used to, and then they kind of went a little bit cold turkey on it, and then they kind of came back here and there. So
yes,
it's what I prefer, right? A venue for 2 days is not cheap.
No, it's not.
Not easy.
But we have a lot of players to back that up.
Yes, we do.
So,
yes, we do.
I mean, sometimes I think that we should have like a 2K kind of player cap, especially since now that we have two. It's just it doesn't. We're just gonna go right here. We're just gonna go right here. Yeah, there you go. So I think I think about it is like I think 2,000 people with 2 days. A big venue would be really awesome.
Yeah.
Because obviously we have enough players for that.
Yeah, I think California. I mean, this is towards the end of a format, right? If it was like within the first 2 or 3 weeks of a new format coming out, people want to play the new cards.
Yeah.
People want to test it out. I think it's fantastic. Also, this is again the new month, as we said, so there's new prizing, which is interesting for a lot of players.
Yep.
And California events usually cap out like. Just all the time. Yeah, just almost immediately. Yeah.
I think so. So
it is intense.
It's gonna be a good day. And I think, like we said before, round 1 should be starting pretty soon. I think a good time right now. We're streaming on a lot of different platforms, YouTube, and as well as Twitch, and as well as CoreTCG's YouTube as well. So if you guys have plenty of ways to watch and as well as to enjoy, just go ahead and let us know in the chat. Any of the chats. We're looking at. He's looking at all of them.
I'm trying.
He's looking at all of them right now. So let us know what you want to see as far as the first round, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be back round number 1. We'll see what when that is, and we'll keep you guys updated.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right, we are back. We have round number 1 right ahead of us. It's been a couple minutes just making sure everyone's checked in, but it has been finalized. We have just under 1,000 players with 984.
It's a lot.
And I'm looking forward to see what we see today.
Yeah, so we have a bit of an interesting matchup for the round 1. Which... There you go. Yes. So we have Perona. If you guys didn't hear, we have Perona versus Anel. This is actually Alex Granger. I'm not gonna try.
Alex G.
Versus Javier.
Javier, who's gonna be on the
Anel.
On the Anel. Yes.
Yes. So that is gonna start right now. I think we have everything set up. Let me just make sure. And I'm sure we can just give them the okay.
Yeah, I'll send
the
virtual message right now.
And so I'll get the timer, and then we'll get it going. And yeah, I think in general, this is an interesting matchup because one, we don't see too much Perona, right? In general, I think it's a really cool leader. It's like a utility leader because of its colors in green and black, and of course the effect on its leader side, which is really nice as well.
Yeah, but I do think like Perona is a leader that will eventually be good in the meta. I know that it's been doing a little bit better in OPO 7 in Japan and even some in OPO 8. So I don't think it's a leader that's going to go away anytime soon, but just it's not really here right now in this meta.
I think it's really just dependent on what the format's asking for. And right now that the format's asking for a lot of removal and a lot of effectiveness in your turn, which, Red Purple Law gets that, Sakazuki gets that, a number of them. And we're going to go ahead and start it out with nothing on Perona's side, unfortunately. Yeah. We are going to get a Frampe. I do believe that's how you say the word.
You can keep believing that.
On the Nell side with an 8K swing.
Yeah.
So we're going down to 3 with the Borsellino to return. Going down to 2 on an L side. So we're going pretty quickly with these turns already.
Yep, and these are kind of like mid to late game decks. Obviously, Nell is known to be more of like I don't even want to say control half the time, but just like it never loses kind of thing. But looks like, oh, we're going to take the quick 6K blocker with the Borsalino, and then we're going to attack with our ace because we did go down to 2 life with that one. So that's a 5-7K rush going into, I'm going to believe into leader, but it could also be pressuring this Borsalino.
I'm saying leader. I think you just kind of just go for the face here.
Yeah.
I don't really see it any merit otherwise, but I could be wrong. We're gonna see what our Perona player will do, and we're gonna go ahead and save it. Actually, we're gonna save our swing. Actually, it looks like it is to the face.
Yeah, I believe it was a 2K 1K out of hand, and
yes.
I will say that Perona is on the even curve, which is pretty important for this deck. Most decks are, at least some of the stronger decks are a little bit ambivalent on what they care to see on one or the other, but
yes,
for specifically Perona, it kind of needs to be on that even curve.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of things you can play like Kuzan. There's a lot of things like Borsalino. I think Kuzan is going to be a pretty good option for this matchup in particular because obviously you can reduce a lot of the things that now plays down to 4 or less, which then you can go ahead and use the other 4 costs, which I always forget the name. I think it's not Izuma. It's starts with the I. Always forget the name. Yeah, there you go.
Ryuma.
Ryuma.
Yeah. Ryuma. Yeah.
Doesn't start with an I. Never
yeah,
mind.
No, it does not. does not contain an eye. I think the character itself is missing its eyes. You are.
Oh, that's why I thought it was an I.
That's
thank
what
you.
it was.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
But one of the best plays for this deck, being able to just on play get rid of a rested character cost 4 or less. Our Perona has 2 effects, so since the ace was already rested, we made it go from 5 cost to 4, and then Ryuma was able to get the KO of it.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool card in general, where it does KO something 4 or less when it. What's up?
It's from OPO6.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, well, this is why I shouldn't be multitasking. I was actually downloading the rest of the cards.
Oh, okay,
you do the talking now. I'll download the card. Sorry.
All right. Well, we do have, so that's why I think this leader is really good. And then we only have one other green-black leader, which is the Isho, which that one's been okay. It just doesn't have like a lot of pieces that go with it. I think the other thing about Perona is that there are some pretty unique like Gecko Moria plays you can do with it, since it's uniquely, almost completely uniquely green-black. So I think that's another point for it. But we're at, I believe, 7 Dawn for our Enel player. Which is a little bit, once we're at 8, 9 Dawn, we get some really good plays from Enel, but we're already down to 1.
Which is pretty much where you want to be as Enel in general, right? Not too quickly, but I think where we are right now, our hand size as well, it's going to do us pretty good over time.
Yeah.
But we do have a good amount of Dawn. We're going to go ahead and just take the 1. Use our Enel effects.
No, we're using the Hiyori.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is why I am
the multitasking
looking over here. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good.
Let me finish what I was doing.
Yeah, so we put another card into our life. So ideally, something like a Kiko Nojo. We could have like an Onami. A lot of good cards that get put there. And then we're just playing the Gadatsu just for curve. Fortunately, with Perona at 3 life, we're not able to get rid of either of these 4 cost bodies. And we're going to pass it back. So Perona, I believe, is at 8 Dawn right now. So if we do have the setup for a pretty good play with the Gecko Moria, we're good for that.
How do you feel about Gecko Moria in this particular deck versus like Sakazuki or Gecko itself?
For Perona?
Yeah.
I think Perona has a good chance against Moria. I think Sakazuki's a little bit of a tough matchup. I'm distracted.
No, I mean the utilization of 8 costs.
Of 8 costs? I think the roughest thing for Perona is that it has no great ways to set up your trash, especially since the best cards like Ryuma are cards without any counter, so you can't even put them into trash for free. So
yeah, you're gonna have to somehow use them or discard them, but not very many ways other than Sabo. You can use Sabo, I guess.
Also, real quick, I think we okay. I was distracted because I only could count 7 Dawn on Perona's side, and I'm like, it was hiding. Was
my fault.
No, you're good. You're good.
I got you now.
Oh, we're playing the Brook. All right. This is like the sneaky removal.
Yeah.
It's the closest thing for like if you're playing against a lot of decks that are playing Sabo, which there are a lot right now, it sends a card to the trash.
Yes.
It does not KO it.
Yeah, it's a very, very specific language when it comes down to that, and it gets around those type of things. Also, it gets around stuff like our 4-drop here, which obviously it's not on the same side, where you can remove it or not, or remove it without getting the on KO effect, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and we decided not to attack, and I think that's I like the idea because the idea is that we don't want to give them the free value from whatever card they put into their life with the Hiyori, but I think we kind of had to put a little bit of pressure down.
Yeah.
And now we got the Yamato out. I was able to get rid of the Ryuma. It does have an on-KO effect, but there weren't any targets for it, and we're going to pass it right back.
Yeah, I think that's you know, playing a little chicken, because now you lost the value out of getting the attack of the Ryuma, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to avoid getting whatever we had in our life. I mean, but they still have to pitch something for the effect if they do take it, or if they do want to do whatever trigger if it does have a discard effect. So I mean, now they have the 1 life that they put and a random life.
Yeah.
Which effectively is going to be 3 with an L. So in a tough position now. I mean, an 8-drop Gecko might be okay. You're at a pretty healthy life.
Yeah.
The Yamato is going to be a little threatening, but you have, you know, pretty decent attacks when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that we're at 10, so like 10-drop Dofi comes to mind, but it's not like a great play on this turn.
No, I think you wait on that one.
We could have Moria, which could get back the Ryuma that we played, which we could use leader effect to rest like a Hiyori, I guess, and KO
pop
it on
something. Yeah.
But yeah, I think like Perona has like a lot of good reactive cards, and this board's not really susceptible to that right now.
That's correct. I mean, we're also not.
Ooh.
This is a cracker.
Oh, okay. So this actually is pretty nice. So if we do have the Moria, resting the Charlotte Cracker and get the Moria to play the Ryuma, that'd be an actually good play.
That'd be a pretty decent play. And maybe that's why he attacked first, to see if there's any triggers that we can actually pop with the Gecko.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the play here.
Yeah, I like this.
So we're going to go ahead and rest it. We're going to tap the 8 for our Gecko. Get back the Ryuma. Play
Suru.
Suru for reduction, which doesn't really matter.
Yep, and that will get rid of the Charlotte Cracker.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to tap the 2 again for a blocker.
Yep. And again, like this is the weird. Yeah, it's fine. It's just like the weird spot because it's so tricky. Perona doesn't have anyways. Like Mori gets to do mills from the top of the deck.
Yep.
And discard Sakazuki. It is incredibly easy to put cards into trash. Perona you gotta hope you see some good like counters early, right?
Either that or Sabo. I mean, that's kind of the only couple things you can do, right?
For sure.
We are actually gonna take this one. I'm surprised. I feel like we were gonna maybe 2K out of this one. We're gonna swing with our Yamato. These swings are kind of signaling that we have another Yamato. Still 9 Dawn left. We do see a couple things in hand. We have some removal for our Gecko. We see the peak here. I don't know if we'll be able to actually get the one out. Just thinking about it. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and pop the Gecko with Rygo.
Yeah. Rygo, Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come.
Yeah, that's when your opponent already put you down to 1. It costs a 6, which is pretty nice here.
Right. We also have a Maru in hand, but I think we're just gonna save that. It seems like we're at 1 life, 3 Dawn open. I think it was just kind of like a choice of, do I want to remove this or not? But I feel like I mean, if we're not gonna, because he passed turn, right? Like,
yeah, I think if we end up having 10-drop Dofi, I think this is a really good turn to take advantage of it. We just go into the leader as much as we can.
Yeah.
If they play a 4-drop, we're able to rest it with their leader effect.
Sure.
Play the 10 cost on Flamingo, and really make it difficult for them to do anything next turn.
Yeah. I think that's a good play.
And the issue is, it is a good play, and that's usually not the issue.
Oh, sorry.
The issue is, do we get it? Because there's been no searching for it. Perona doesn't draw a lot of cards.
Sure.
It's a great play if we have it, and that's the real question, is if we do have it.
Well, I'm going to let you know now. They play a lot of them in their list, so
yes.
Hopefully, in the 2 life that we've taken and all the draws, we've seen at least one. But we're just deciding here.
All right, there's another Charlotte Cracker that we put in life.
Yeah,
we have to discard a card.
It's going to be 2 cards here, 1 for the Cracker, 1 for the leader effect.
Yeah, I probably would not have played the Charlotte Cracker in this spot, to be honest.
You know, if you think you're going to get Dofied, though, there's some merit to say, like, you know, I'm going to be at 1, which is obviously going to be less than 2.
Yeah.
We're going to have the double attack. We're going to put a lot on it. If your hand size is not going to be great, this is what I'm saying right here. Like, Alex is now considering this after the Cracker came down, saying like, hey, okay, well, if I play the Dofi, sure, I'll be able to get around the leader and as well as the Yamato swing after the Charlotte swing, and now you only have these 2. But you could play an ace, which is still pretty effective when they're at 1 or 0. And now he's just really thinking to see what the best plan is.
Yeah.
But he does have a blocker at least, which can be a Marrow, but you know.
Yeah. And again, if we have the Don Cleo to Flamingo, yeah, okay. Good play.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think this is really good. We're just going to go ahead and rest it. And, yep, keep all 3 of them down.
At this point, I probably would have attacked with the Borsalino because they've already used their leader effect as well.
That's a really good point, yeah.
So, because I'm not afraid of them attacking or doing anything with Borso, especially since they're at 1, where Mario would be able to get that extra value, so...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Alex really did put himself in a decent position here. It's pretty important to keep that Borsalino alive. Sure, it gets him Marrowed, and I think like Sabo has a little bit more value because of that. But I mean, now outside of Marrow, like, I mean, even if you do a Marrow, like, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
You're going to be using one of these really weak attackers, and yeah, Yamato is going to be the option. Can't pop anything, obviously, because we can only do 3 or less. We're just going to pass turn. And now, as of now, we're going to have to deal with this 10K. It doesn't feel great.
Yeah, but I still wish we put a little bit more pressure last turn.
Swing with the Borsalino. I mean, yeah.
It would have gone more cards out of hand, or...
Yeah.
I mean, even if they would have Yamato'd up to back to 1, it's... You are very based on that value, so...
Yeah, I do agree with that.
I will say, like, you know, we're going to see how they press. I mean, if we have another 10-drop Dofi, I think we just win the game outright, right?
I think so, too. I mean, we can bully the Cracker, right? Let's just get rid of the Cracker while we can.
Sure.
And then we can swing face one more time. And then we can 10-drop. Because we're not really afraid with only 1 Yamato. Ace can be played. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. And honestly, I feel like he should have swung with a Brook. Well, no, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is perfectly fine.
Yeah. And we still have all 10 done. We're going to go with the Don Quixote do Flamingo.
I think we're just testing the waters here.
Yeah.
What kind of triggers do you have? That's the question that we're asking. What kind of stuff do you have in your life right now that we care about? That can really swing the turn here.
All right, so it's the did someone say Kami? It's being able to use the effect off the trigger there. Yeah, draw 2, trash 1, and then leader effect to heal 1, and we got to trash another card from hand. Yeah, it's going to be an 8-cost Katakuri. So obviously, doesn't help you out right now, but does help you stay, get back to 1 life next turn if that's important. Again, I think we're just in this point where if we do have another 10-drop Dofi hit the board, Perona just wins this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunately one of the, well, maybe fortunate for Perona. It's like back-to-back Dofis, man. It's just really hard to answer.
Yeah.
And while you're at a relatively high life total, too. Okay. Okay, now we're doing something. Okay.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a big 9.
Yeah.
At leader. We have 6 Dawn left.
Which is basically saying, like, outside of a beige, which we did get a Hirori here. Yeah, we're just going to swing all of it on Brook.
Yep, this is going to be 12, so...
12K and a 5K. So you need...
This
okay, this is 3, this is 9.
8.
Or 8, sorry.
10, 11, and that is it.
Ah, nice. Okay, Perona
it.
takes it. That was pretty cool. That was nice. 10-drop Dofi flexing its muscles. And honestly, I don't know if there's anything that you could have done differently as a Nell, right? Like, there's...
Yeah, maybe just be, like, a little bit slower on taking cards from life, but...
Yeah.
The playing 5-drop Ace on curve and attacking with is really, really strong for you. Just unfortunate that Ryuma was able to get the removal from it immediately.
True.
I don't know. This is obviously not a very common matchup for both sides.
Yeah.
And... you know, it could be a scenario where I think both players were reading each other's cards for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is round 1, right?
Yeah,
we kind of took the people, including myself, we're a little fresh. We're all a little fresh to start the day out. So, yeah, very, very interesting matchup. We saw it come down to 10-drop Dofi along with Enel just being overrun by it, and as well as just taking life a little fast,
I think the only thing is that maybe that second Charlotte Cracker, discarding the card and playing it from, it just never did anything, right? Like
it didn't, because I don't think he had not so much the foresight, but like I think he didn't realize, like he probably realized it afterwards. Was like, oh, you can just rest this, and I get literally no value out of it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things about like matchup knowledge that you have to kind of consider with a lot of different decks nowadays, especially Perona. Like Perona's kind of a rogue deck right now, right? Like
100%.
You sort of just have to understand and remember, like, hey, if I do this, are you able to do anything? And yes, the answer was yes.
Yes,
it was the
for
Gecko, it was the 10 drop, it was all that stuff. So
definitely.
Yeah.
So and I think, you know, we saw the first one be played and got interacted, you know, for no Dawn, right? So
yep.
That would have been on my mind, but I didn't, you know, it was a think, and also it's really tempting because you're going to be behind on life. I saw the Yamaru in hand, so making, you know, a quick 11K double attack for you know, with the Charlotte Cracker was really tempting. So
yeah,
I understand like why it was tempting, but
yeah, I think that's what it was. I think it was more, he was more thinking about his plays more than Perona's at that time.
Yeah.
And, you know, even for me, you know, I had to remind myself, like, hey, 10-drop Dofi.
Yeah.
10-drop Dofi.
For sure.
But yeah, cool match. We have a whole 9 to 10 rounds today.
Yes.
If there are anything or any leaders that you guys want to see, definitely let us know in the Twitch chat or YouTube chat. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. We're going to take, it's probably going to be closer to 15 minutes than 10, but...
Yeah, with overtime.
But we did start a little bit late compared to it, but we're going to use that time to try to find a leader that you guys want, or see if it's X1 right now, or sorry, 1-0.
Yes.
And yeah, so give us a minute. We're going to be back in a couple, and see you guys in round number 2.
For sure.
Hey, thank you. Doing well. How are you doing?